Many of you in St. Joseph are probably familiar with Eric Borger and his staple restaurants such as Il Lazzarone and Pizza Tassio, but his most recent addition to his restaurant empire might be his most heartfelt yet. KQ2's Courtney Rowe joins us to discuss the famed restaurateur and shares his story of family and food at the old Frederick Firehouse. Hi, Courtney.
Hey, Mary Grace. I know Euro summer is really in right now. I know we're getting ready to head into August, but I got the perfect place for you to get those Euro summer vibes. This building at 2217 Frederick Avenue used to house some of the firefighters who served our community, but after sitting vacant for a few years, it's now being used to serve our community in a bit of a different way. Let's see what Emmy Ristorante is cooking up.
More artisanal and something like you'd actually find, you know, in a grandma's house or Nona's house.
Here we are. This is just the place that I love, the place that I would want to go to every night, the place that transports me to a whole different world.
After noticing a lack of diverse dining options in St. Joseph, New York native and Italian dual citizen Eric Borger started his restaurant endeavors here in Joetown.
Grew up by the Culinary Institute of America, which was the Mecca, the #1 cooking school in the world at the time. So everybody would graduate this school and open these beautiful, wonderful little bakeries, cafes, restaurants, everywhere where I lived. So I didn't know I was spoiled. My dad takes a job out in the Midwest with Beringer Ingelheim. We land out here in high school. And, no offense to the community, but there was so much fast food. I was just terrified and, had to do something about it.
And while his love for food was always lingering, it wasn't necessarily the career path he initially saw himself taking.
Got into cooking at 14 and actually started my first cooking job, had a few more cooking jobs, and then got into healthcare somehow. Needed a change, so I did an exercise science undergrad and graduate degree. Took a job at Mosaic, and then my father came down with cancer.
After his father's cancer diagnosis, things really began to change for Borger. Through it all, he found solace in paying homage to his Italian roots while reigniting his passion for cuisine, eventually leading him to open a spot on Frederick Avenue called Il Lazzarone.
I started making pizza for him every day, ended up with 6 commercial ovens in the garage, making pizza all the time. And when he passed away, he left me just enough money to open Il Lazzarone down the street.
Now, 10 years later, he's back on the block and opened his 15th restaurant, Emmy Ristorante, earlier this year. Blending Midwestern hospitality.
We're just so glad to have everybody here, and thank you so much. Enjoy tonight.
With the rich Italian traditions Borger experienced growing up. Emmy hopes to inspire a new approach to cuisine in St. Joseph.
So for Italy, it's all about learning new things, getting my palate to learn new things, tasting new things, finding new ingredients. What can we take from Italy and do well here? But Italy was so inspiring, just the simplicity of the dish, very few ingredients, very high quality. That's what Italy is.
Before opening the restaurant, the Borger family spent a lot of time in Italy studying the food and culinary techniques, which inspired the chef's decision to bring some of that Italian influence back to America.
And just the slowness and the attention to detail, the community, the camaraderie, everybody goes out together every night. You come back and you realize that we're all part of a community and we're all connected in some way as humans, and especially in a community like St. Joseph.
And not only was family a huge inspiration of the restaurant to begin with, but it continues to be at the heart of the business.
Obviously the name, it's called Emmy Ristorante. The Emilia Reggiano region of Italy is called, Emmy for short, but that's also my daughter's name. My son's all about pizza, my daughter's all about pasta. And so this is not really for me, this is for them to learn and be a part of something if they want to be when they grow up. And then my wife does all the bread, all the desserts. It's fun, and it's a lot of work, but it's great.
And while the man who inspired the delicious legacy Borger has built may not be here now to experience it, Chef Borger says he works to honor his past and his dad as well.
My dad loved a good restaurant. He loved a beautiful atmosphere, a nice dark lit room with good wine and beverages and great pasta. So, I always picture him here in the corner somewhere at the end of a night or something, but, it's fun.
Whether it's the preservation of history, the pursuit of culinary achievement, or the creation of a community gathering place, Borger's passion for food and family shines through in every aspect of his restaurant.
You know, I hate the word fine dining, but this is definitely like, you know, bring somebody special. Whether it be a great glass of wine or a wonderful bite of food, slowing yourself down, relaxing, and enjoying the journey. And that's kind of what we provide here.
Dining at Emmy is by reservation only, and the restaurant is currently operating 2 nights a week on Fridays and Saturdays. To reserve your spot, go to Emmy Restaurante's Facebook page. Mary Grace, what do you think? Pasta date soon?
Pasta date soon. We're making our reservations today, Courtney.